Hello and welcome to At the Open Gate, our Talent Treasures feature. And joining me today is Cree Ramsfield. Cree, you're the Director of Student Accounts at the University of Puget Sound, and I'm just happy to have some time with you today. I know you're getting into your busy season.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love working at the university. There's lots of change that goes on, not daily necessarily, but over time. And we always have students rotating through, and it's just a fun environment to work in.
Yeah, no, and as a graduate of there, I
Yeah,
can attest to that.
yeah.
And yeah, and I know you had really dove into the Clifton strengths and utilized this tool for your team. And
Yes.
so, as part of our Talent Treasures feature, we like to highlight, folks their number one strength and
Hmm.
talents being just those things we're naturally wired to do, and we kind of have a ease with. And your number one is adaptability, which just for folks listening, I'll give a little bit of some of those characteristics. People high in the talent for adaptability like to live in the moment and maybe discover your future one choice at a time. So I'm
Hmm.
curious how that resonates. And as you grew to know that talent a little better, how does it fit?
Well, it fits perfect. It's funny, back in college, I was learning to set goals, and I always found that does not come naturally to me,
Mhm.
especially long-term futuristic thinking and goal
Mhm.
setting. But I definitely see the necessity of it because it helps me to, meet deadlines, so I do need planning to be successful. But I prefer to just not have a to-do list, especially in my personal life. I have a to-do list at work. I
Mhm.
definitely, that's key to not forgetting
Mhm.
things that are important to the job. But if I can go just with the flow, that's what I want to do. I have a minimal calendar at home, so I don't miss appointments or double book myself. But um, I think I'm more energized if I can
Mhm.
just go with it. And if something
Mhm.
comes up, oh well, this is exciting. Now what do I get to do? How are we
Yeah.
going to handle it? So it keeps things exciting for me.
Yeah.
Otherwise, sometimes I think it gets boring. So I find
Yeah.
I find it really exciting, and I know that that isn't the case for everyone.
Mhm.
Um, but for me, that's just how I am. I like to keep moving, and
Yeah.
um, yeah.
Well, and you mentioned that go with the flow is definitely a key feature of the adaptability theme. And
Hmm.
what fascinates me is how you say it energizes you. What are some of the ways that just thinking about, okay, I don't have any plans today. How does that kind of get you excited and motivated?
Well, if I don't have any plans, I can just do what kind of like what comes to me, or um, I'm not going to get upset if something unexpected happens, and then I can just handle it, work through it, and then go back to my routine. Or, at work, it would be the routine work that
Mhm.
doesn't have a fire, ultimate deadline that must be met. So, um, and in our job, we work with students and families. So sometimes we never want to have anything come up unexpected, but if it
Right.
does, it's okay. I'm not gonna, stress too much about it, but quickly think about who's impacted, you know, customer wise, who on the team needs to know so no one else is caught off guard on our
Hmm.
team, and then quickly dive into how can we resolve it?
Hmm.
How do we need to resolve it? Who do we need to get? technology staff involved or not?
Mm-hmm.
How do we communicate with the students or parents if involved? So, um, but if I working with customers so much, if I didn't have that flexibility, I think I would
Mm-hmm.
be torturing myself more. I would have more stress and anxiety than maybe
Mm.
needed.
Yeah.
So, I think this adaptability has me well suited for the unexpected if it comes up. And
Oh,
we try to not have the
for
unexpected
sure.
come up, but inevitably
Yeah.
something does.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, and I imagine that adaptability has been a key to your success. I mean, are there some things when you think back over your experiences, your career, even when maybe you were a child, what ways has that adaptability helped you be successful?
It, I don't feel like I have my mind set in stone about anything. So it allows me to learn new perspectives,
Mm,
new ideas, new ways of thinking or seeing a situation. And it allows me to change my mind
mhm,
being adaptable. I don't have my heels dug in on anything because I feel like I don't know everything. So when I learn something new or something else makes sense, we could find a way to do something better. I'm excited about that, and let's
yeah,
change it and let's, give someone a better experience. If that's usually in our job, that's what comes up is whether it's someone on our team, they can gain some efficiencies or the students and families that we work with. So just over time, um, I've just learned to handle, I think, stressful situations with ease
yeah,
and a calm approach.
mhm,
I get
yeah.
stressed sometimes, but it's probably pretty stressful if I'm in a hair on fire moment.
Right. Yeah. So for you, some another person's hair on fire moment might be slightly difficult for you. It would have to be
Yeah,
really bad. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Well, have you found that other people happen to notice that kind of flexibility, go with the flow mindset? Has anybody ever commented to you about that?
Yeah, definitely.
Really?
Yeah, my new boss has
Mm-hmm.
said that. And then the team I work with, I don't know, I think it comes across as being easygoing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I listen to what's going on and I
Mm-hmm.
don't I don't have a firm opinion necessarily because maybe
Mm-hmm.
I'm listening to
Mm-hmm.
see if what I'm hearing makes better sense than the
Mm-hmm.
way we've been doing something or been approaching
Yeah.
something. So I don't get rattled easily.
Yeah. Well, and
Um,
I have to imagine your adaptable approach with other people. I imagine people feel really heard. I mean, if you're not just
yes,
pushing back and fighting, that they feel like you're hearing their perspective, which is a great leadership skill, right? And so,
yeah,
do you hear that
mhm.
sometimes that people feel like really understood when they're talking with you?
Yeah, yes,
Mhm.
definitely. My team feels like we can talk about
Mhm.
whatever's going on, and I really try to listen because they may have they're the expert on the team and what they're doing, and so they may have um, a, an idea on a better way to do something, or they're hearing about a potential widespread situation that might be
Mhm.
going on, and so um, they they feel that they can come talk about almost anything,
Mhm.
and even personal, relationship situations that are going
Mhm.
on, and just listening, trying to think about, well, maybe think about it from this perspective, or um, so they do feel heard
Yeah.
because, I don't believe that I have the answer for them necessarily, but I think it helps them to come up with a new way of doing something or,
Hmm.
think about a situation in a different way.
Yeah.
Um,
You're modeling that for them. Yeah.
yeah. And sometimes I have situations come up and or I overbook myself and we
Hmm.
talk about that and I'm like,
Yeah.
I apologize if I
Hmm.
have to change plans. But I feel like it has to be for a very good reason.
Right. Well,
Um,
Well, and
yeah.
what happens when you encounter someone, because not everybody has adaptability in their top talents, right? Some folks
Yeah.
it's pretty low. I might be one of those.
Yeah.
And but let's say you encounter someone who maybe has a tougher time being adaptable to a sudden change. How might you help that person?
I think as long as I can give as much advance notice as possible about a change that might, if it's being thought about, the people on the team that follow a much firmer structure and like
Mm-hmm.
to plan their whole month out, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
I know that I need to give them more time
Mm-hmm.
because they need to think about the whole process. They need to think it out in a different way than I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate that because they might catch something that I miss.
Right.
But I feel like giving them time, if possible, um, and running it past them and saying, "What do you think about this?"
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we don't have time,
Right.
so we just need to, stop, talk about it. Sometimes we need to like set up a meeting immediately so we
Mm-hmm.
can say, "Okay, this is what's come up.
Right.
What do you think of this or that?" So definitely giving them time to process it
Mm-hmm.
and whenever possible, not pressing them to make a decision
Mm-hmm.
because I might have something in mind that I want to do, but I want to hear what they think too.
Yeah.
And oftentimes we don't need to rush something. We
Mm-hmm.
we can have a little bit of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that plays out in your even in your planning, it sounds like, and you're thinking ahead when you do have to think ahead. You're think
yeah,
about well, what we can be adaptable. So
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Well,
But
they say our top two are almost like breathing, right? It's like almost
yeah,
subconscious, your adaptability. And one fun
yeah.
exercise that's or fun thing to do is contrast the different themes.
Mhm,
So I wanted to share with you a brief statement about adaptability. And there's
mhm,
another very similar theme to adaptability, which is called a ranger. So
mhm,
people with high arranger really like a lot of disparate activity and like kind of wrangling the craziness in the world around them. So let me read you these two statements and then we'll
mhm.
just see how that resonates with you. So adaptability says I respond to changes in my environment. A ranger says I initiate or manage changes in my environment. So how do you see that subtle distinction?
I think adaptability isn't like I'm not looking to be in charge
Hmm.
of it necessarily. Like
Hmm.
I'm kind of going with the flow on whatever we're doing, but I feel like the arranger is definitely managing how the change is going to happen.
Hmm.
And I don't feel the need to to manage how something's going to happen.
Hmm.
Or if I have an idea, I don't mind if it changes. If we because
Hmm.
I figure we're going to find something unexpected,
Right.
and it's okay to change it.
Hmm.
I'll just quickly get on board with the new path that we're going on.
Hmm.
So I feel like that's a bigger, or that's to me the difference is
Yes.
the arrangers definitely got the whole plan in mind. They may not be able to move as quickly with an
Hmm.
unexpected change that might come up.
Hmm.
They might get more stressed out about it.
Yeah,
And
it's good observation. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm like, well, that's okay. Let's look at it
Hmm.
differently and, see what
Hmm.
we like about it or pros and
Yeah.
cons or whatever. But
Well,
calm is being calm and the least stress we can have, the better.
yeah, which is a
So,
such a necessary thing this day and age, right? When people are just
yeah,
stressed to the max. And
yeah.
it's interesting as I was listening to your response, Cree, you you highlighted another interesting distinction between those two themes, which is adaptability is actually one of the relationship building themes. So as you see it on your results, it's the blue. And
Mhm.
arranger is actually one of the executing themes. So people with executing themes, those are like to get things done. They're very much, acting on our environment. And you just described that so well. Just and I think the adaptability is really more about how can I preserve my relationships around me and and which also highlights another fun thing about yours, which I was looking at your top 5 strengths, and you have adaptability. Number 2 is positivity, which is also a relationship building theme. Number 3 is includer, also relationship building.
Mhm.
You don't want to make sure nobody's left out. Number 4 is relator. You like working with a small group of people towards a goal, also relationship building. So 4 of your top 5
Yeah,
are your
yeah.
superpower, relationship building. But then you have this outlier, which is your number 5, which is analytical, which is a
Hmm.
strategic thinking theme. And oftentimes when we think of folks high in the analytical themes, it's easy to make the assumption that they're not good at relationships, but your top 5 just totally dispels that myth. So how do you see your analytical fitting in with all those relationship themes?
Well, I like to look at a process and know how it's working, and because then I can look at it and go, could we make something better? But I'm not the only one
Mhm.
involved, and I haven't had any solo work yet in my
Mhm.
life really, so I feel like the team is the most important.
Yeah.
I'm looking for buy-in. I
Mhm.
want because I don't think that I know everything. I'll have an idea, but I'm sure that I have some blind spots, and so
Mhm.
I want to have time so that my team can figure something out, or if we're thinking about a new process. Um, so to me, it's really important to get everyone on the team to hear the idea. Does that make sense to them? You know, I might say, what are your thoughts on how we can do this? And then say my idea last. They
Mhm.
may be thinking the same thing, but it empowers them. It makes them feel good,
Yeah.
confident, builds their confidence. So I
Yeah.
think, um, but I definitely like to look at things from that analytical side
Yeah.
because,
Yeah.
I'm like, how does that work? But I'm really concerned about the team
Yeah.
and making people feel good because I feel like you have less conflict when
Mhm.
you
100%.
have that approach. So yeah, I mean, I played soccer all my life, so I feel
Mhm.
like I have always been in this team environment
Yeah.
where um, I'm not the superstar or
Mhm.
whatever. I need everyone else around me to be able
Yeah.
to win or to have the best success. And
Right.
that's exactly how it is here in work.
Yeah.
It's off the
Yeah. That's
field.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and your humility just comes through, right? What a wonderful quality, right? Just that being humble and really focused on the team instead of
Yeah.
self. Yeah, it really seems to be a powerful motivator for you. What are some ways that like a supervisor could support your adaptability theme? Like how could someone help you in your role just to use that talent?
I feel like if when I have a boss that listens
Mhm.
and allows me to have flexibility, within reason
Right.
with projects. Someone that's not micromanaging, but
Mhm.
is there if I want to talk about something, but isn't telling me exactly how something needs to
Right.
be done.
Right.
Um, and being open to change.
Right.
It's just I've probably had, you know, the harder times in life when I'm with someone who is very set in their ways.
Mhm.
It just um, it it makes me pause and think, how can I approach them differently?
Right.
If I want to talk about changing a process or something, because
Yeah.
they aren't going to initially buy in or maybe listen. So
Mhm.
finding what they need to hear so that they
Right.
might actually give a new idea a
Mhm.
chance.
Yeah.
That's what has had to be done in the past.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
such a much needed, I think, uh, talent, right? I mean, the world
Mhm.
does need that kind of, hey, let's take a step back, let's pause, let's
Mhm.
kind of think this through, be open to everyone's ideas. Those are things that seem to be really lacking, I think, in recent years. So it's a
Yeah.
wonderful just thing that you can model for others. Do you have any last words of encouragement, Cree, for any other folks that have adaptability in their top few?
Um, I mean, I think it's just for me because I want those relationships
Mm-hmm.
in our team. I think learning what everyone on the team, what their strengths are, it helps because I know that I can cause more stress or ruffle feathers, if that's what you want to call it, if and when I'm abrupt and um, like, oh, we're changing this. And they're like,
Right.
wait, I thought we were going to do it this way. And
Mm-hmm.
so I feel like when I can give people on the team those more structured personalities and thinkers, when I can give them more time, our relationships better. I'm not causing them as much stress. And listening is just key.
Yeah.
Just listening to what they need and allowing them to, give ideas and participate.
Yeah.
It just, but yeah, I mean, I think also being when I say I'm not going to be stressed about that because we have a
Mm-hmm.
change coming up in July and we don't really know how it's going to go over with our parents and students. And I said, well, the website explains it very well and don't be stressed, don't worry, because it may be just fine. We
Mm-hmm.
may find that,
Mm-hmm.
there'll be some questions, but we may find that it makes sense to the majority of people. So if we find an issue comes up, then we'll deal with it at that point.
Yeah.
So, but no
Yeah.
sense in stressing ourselves out all of June.
What what a great
Yeah,
mindset and
yeah, it's like,
yeah, it's great talent that you bring to the world, Cree. This was very much appreciate your insights and you definitely have that relationship building superpower. So thank you so much for spending time with us today.
yeah. Thank you.